applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win, applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win.
Turn me up, 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 up.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday, happy weekend. Hope y'all are having a good day so far. I know this is a sports show, but I gotta say this. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar and Drake with this rap battle that's going on right now. Whether who you think is winning, it's been a great music so far. Oh my goodness. All right, but today we gotta talk about the doghouse. You know, who was in the doghouse this week? Who are the dogs? Will there be a dishonorable mention? Will there be an honorable mention? Got to tune in to find out. All I know is I'm excited about today's show, man. It is May 4th. We also have a big fight tonight between Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Manuga. I'm probably botching his last name, but it's a fight tonight, so make sure you tune into that fight. It's also a playoff game coming on tonight as well with the Timberwolves and the Nuggets tonight, so make sure you tune into that game as well. Oh, man, I'm excited. Shout out to my guy Joe for being the first to comment. You know, my guy Joe, the guy started everything, the reason why we all have a show right now on the R2L Network, so again, appreciate you, my guy. Oh, man, I'm excited. You know, it's Saturday. It's pretty much a chill day. You know, I'm in the house with the boys. You know, we having some fun. But now I gotta, you know, I haven't had a show all week. You know, it's been a crazy work week. But hey, I took some time today to make sure I got all my notes gathered together. I had some technical difficulties, which is why I started about 15 minutes late. But hey, I'm here to give y'all some great content for today, and to let y'all know who's in the doghouse, why they're in there, and if they have an opportunity to come out. You'll see. And then I got some dogs I got to talk about. It's been a crazy week when it comes to baseball and basketball, so I got to talk about what's been going on in both of these worlds. And it's been some people saying some crazy stuff. There's been some crazy stuff going on. So I had to make some adjustments. So I'm just going to make sure I bring the energy. Make sure you bring the comments. Like the show, share it. I'm live right now on X, YouTube, and Facebook. So wherever you're watching, like, share, subscribe, and enjoy the show. So, man, definitely make sure I got prepared for this show. It's been, like I said, it's been a crazy day. So let me let y'all in on who's going to be the very first person to be in the doghouse this week. So no, I don't have the old doghouse up because the people are in that are in. You know, no one's coming out this week. Ryan Garcia was the latest to come out. I know there's some others that I may reconsider coming out for the next episode, which will come out on Tuesday at 12 noon again. So make sure you tune in Tuesday, 12 noon. I will be having a show that day. Not changing no times or anything. It's going to be Tuesday, 12 noon. I promise you this. And this is my second show this week. You know, I did the doghouse earlier this week on Monday, and you got one today. So I said I was going to do a double dose this week, and I made sure I did a double dose. But so let's get started, man. Let's get started. Who is the first contestant to be introduced into this week's doghouse? Well, like I said, it's been a crazy, crazy, crazy week in basketball. We had a couple teams that got swept. We got two teams that got a gentleman sweep, and we got a game 7 happening tomorrow between the Orlando Magic and the Cleveland Cavaliers. But this team is no longer in the playoffs. And yes, they had an injury that happened with their team. But this is very important that we talk about this team because it's been oh wow. So most of my stuff got taken out. Who could possibly be, who could I be talking about? Talk about the New Orleans Pelicans. New Orleans Pelicans just got swept, y'all, by the youngest team in the NBA right now. Youngest team to do something like this. Youngest team to win a playoff series. Youngest team to be the number 1 seed. And the youngest team to sweep a season series in the first round. This New Orleans Pelicans team was supposed to be a lot better than what they are now. And last time I checked, they had some guys on this team that has some experience that has, they've been to the playoffs before. And some reason they just didn't show up in the playoffs. So let me tell you guys some reasons as to why I have this team in the doghouse. So let's just talk about the last game. Last game, the Orlando Pelicans lost, of course, game 4, 97-89. They shot 37% from the field, 23% from 3. But the thing is, they out-rebounded them. They had more rebounds, more assists, but they also had more turnovers. They only had 10 fast break points the entire game. They didn't even win the points in the paint, and they have the bigger guys. Only 36 points in the paint, they have the bigger guys. And they got into a lot of foul trouble. When I say they shot 23% from 3, they shot 34 threes and only made 8 of them in the last game. Game 3, they shot 38% from the field. Shot 32 threes and only made 9, so that's only 28%. Do you see a pattern going on here? Okay, keep paying attention. They lost the rebound battle by 2, 18 assists, 21 total turnovers. Led in turnovers again. Now, in game that was game 3. So game 2, where they lost by 32, shot 45% from the field, 26% from 3. Okay, I'll give him 27. Shot 26, only made 7. Then got out rebounded again. 37 to 35. Only 16 assists, led in turnovers again. 18 turnovers. Seems like they just couldn't take care of the ball. Then, in the very first game, this was the best chance that they had to win, was game 1. Game 1, they had 52 rebounds, out-rebounded. They had more assists, and they only had 1 more turnover. But shot 38% from the field, 28% from 3. But there's a key factor in the Pelicans losing these games. And maybe I should have just singled him out. That main factor is Brandon Ingram. Let me tell y'all his game logs, y'all. He didn't have a game where he shot when he scored over 20 points this playoff series. So game 1, he had 12 points, 0-2 from 3, 5-17 from the field. Maybe if he scores 20, they win this game. But he didn't do that. Trey Murphy and CJ McCollum did, but not Brandon Ingram, the guy who was compared to Kevin Durant. He was compared to KD. That's what LeBron had called him. LeBron said that he's a KD type player. Like he one of them. Well, this is your moment to show you was one of them, and you didn't do it. Game 2, when you lost by 32. Okay, you scored more points in this game. I get it. You shot better from the field. But guess what? You ain't shoot a 3 all game. 18 points, 5 attempts from the field. You shot 50%, like I said, but you only had 18 points in that game. That's not enough in a playoff game. If you're supposed to be the guy, 18 points ain't enough. That ain't gonna do it. Especially when Zion is not there. Game 3. Okay. Shot better from 3 and shot better from the field. But you still only got 19 points. That's not enough. No one on the team scored 20 points in that game. And you lost by 21. So Brandon Ingram. I don't know. Are you him? Are you one of those guys? Got to question it. Then in the last game, oh Lord. In the last game, Brandon Ingram. Not only did you not make a 3 in this game, you shot 2 of 14 from the field in 39 minutes and only scored 8 points. Wow. Wow, Brandon Ingram. 8 points. That's all you could do. You're supposed to be one of those guys. Yes, and I understand OKC has a great defense. But you're supposed to be one of those guys. There's no reason why Jonas Valanciunas has more points than you in this game. And yes, CJ McCollum is good, but there's no reason why he should be scoring more than you in this game. You are supposed to be the guy. You're supposed to be the second best player on this team, if not the best player, because it's an argument between you and Zion. I think more people more than likely will pick Zion over you, but you've been in this league long enough. So you should have been one of those guys, but you didn't. And then Najee Marshall also did better than you in this game, and he was on the bench. He only played 22 minutes. He got 16. So you didn't show up, Bi, and the Pelicans got swept the Kings in the regular season all the way up into the play-in, the regular season, and the in-season tournament. 6-0. Then went 0-4. And yeah, Joe, I agree. Joe says Marshall's a dog. I agree. He is a dog. But Brandon Ingram is supposed to be the second best player on this team. He is supposed to be the guy to show up when other guys are not. And he simply just did not do it. And the Pelicans, as a team, just could not muster on winning this game. The closest game was game 1 when you lost by 2. This was also a close game because you only lost by 9. But you lost the game. So now you got to figure what's going to happen next season. Will Zion come back healthy? Is B.I. going to step up and play better? What's C.J. McCollum going to do? How more involved is Trey Murphy going to be? Jonas Valanciunas, what's up with him? Jose Alvarado. What is New Orleans going to look like next year? Are they going to be another play-in team next year? Are they going to keep what they have, or are they going to try to get better? I don't know. But I know this. You are now the newest member in the doghouse. So, New Orleans Pelicans, welcome to the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. Okay. Now, there's another team that also lost in the playoffs that didn't do particularly well in these playoffs. And I know when I bring them up, they're going to say, well, they played against the better team. They just have their number. At the end of the day, you still have LeBron James on this team. You still got Anthony Davis. Gotta execute better. Los Angeles Lakers. Laker Nation. Hear me out. You made moves to go get Gabe Vincent this offseason. You got Cam Reddish. You re-signed Austin Reeves. You re-signed D'Lo. You went and got Jackson Hayes. People thought that you guys made some really good moves to be able to compete this year in basketball. Not only that, people were already questioning your head coach because, you know, he's new. He's only been a head coach for what, three seasons now, 2-3 seasons now. And, you know, both times he lost to the same team in the playoffs. He lost to the Nuggets. Got swept last year in the Western Conference Finals to the Nuggets. Then this year, you get a gentleman's sweep to the Nuggets. And just about every game was close. Wasn't much of a blowout. It was just about every game was close, just like last year. But you lost, 10 straight games to the Nuggets? With last year and this year included? And lost 11 of the last 12 games to the Denver Nuggets? Are the Nuggets just that much better than the Lakers? And was Darvin Ham really the reason why they lost? So they just fired him right after that? I know one coach that coached LeBron that still has a job now with the same team, but you know, that's neither here nor there. This is more than just what happened in the playoffs, though. This is more than just that. So I want to ask y'all a question. What grade do you give the Lakers in the LeBron era? So in 2019, they missed the playoffs. 2020, they won a championship in the bubble. Won a championship. That's what matters. They won a championship. 2021 got eliminated in the first round. 2022, they missed the playoffs again. Last year, got swept in the conference finals to the Denver Nuggets, who went on to win the championship. And then this year, lost in the first round as the 7th seed to the Denver Nuggets. Now, I'm almost certain everyone expected them to lose this series. I don't know anyone that picked the Lakers to win the series other than maybe Lakers fans. But wow, it's another loss for LeBron James and Anthony Davis in the playoffs. What's up with this team? What do they need to be able to compete next year to get better? Will LeBron come back? Will he leave? Was Darvin Ham really the issue? Remember when Russ got put in the bench, he was, he did something good. Then when he took him off the bench, he did something bad. Then when, they went on the streak and Cam Reddish came out playing good. Oh, they was hot. They won, 3 in a row. Then they started losing. Then they put Austin Reeves on the bench, won 6 out of 7. Then started losing again. We can't put it on AD. He played 76 of their games this year. So it ain't him. He did what he needed to do. But I also want to know, AJ posed this question in our NBA chat. Why is it that LeBron doesn't attack throughout the series, but he waits until the team is down 3-0 or 3-1 to be actually play like his life depends on it? It's the playoffs. It's the playoffs, Brian. You're known. People call you the GOAT. They consider you the second greatest player of all time, if not the greatest. Why are you not impacting the game more in the playoffs when you know it matters? And then in the offseason, y'all were talking about how y'all were ready for the smoke. I don't know. It seemed like you might have been in the forest fire or something. It looked like you couldn't handle the smoke because you lost again to the same team. So how's about you just not talk trash this offseason or say anything about anything, create any distraction? How's about you just focus on basketball? Just do that. Focus on basketball. Hire a coach that's going to help you guys out. Since Darvin Ham, I guess, wasn't the answer. And go play basketball. That's all I got to say about that. So, Lakers, welcome to the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. All right. Now, this one here. This one here is a little, it's definitely personal for me. Definitely personal for me. Got drafted out of Kentucky. You know, one of the guys that, you know, we're supposed to be in this conversation with Luka Doncic, with Devin Booker, with Trae Young. But when your number was called to step up and do more for this team, who was already depleted because 2 of their best players were out for the entire series, you just happened to not be found. I'm talking about a basketball player that played for the Miami Heat. I'm talking about Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero. For those who don't know me, I'm a Miami Heat fan. I have been since the days where we had Eddie Jones, Rasheed Butler, Caron Butler. You know, when Ronnie Turioff was on the team, when Amari Stoudemire was on the team, when we had Hassan Whiteside, you know, I've been through everything with Dwayne Wade, Tim Hardaway, Alonzo Mourning, you know, Jason Williams. I've been a Heat fan for a very long time. So I've seen the success and I've seen the failures. And I'm one of the few people that get very critical of Miami when I know they can play so much better. And Tyler Hero, this is kind of sort of what I'm saying to you. I know you can play better. I've seen you play better. But the thing is, there hasn't necessarily been a time where you were asked to take over until now. Because Jimmy told you, go out there and lead the guys. You're supposed to be. You said that you wanted to be in that conversation. You said yourself that you belong in a conversation with Luka, Trae, and those guys. Well, those guys, to me, have played more consistent than you have in any role you've played in. Yes, you've won 6th Man of the Year, and I don't take that away from you at all. I think you're a really good player. But those are elite guys we're talking about right now. Tyler, you're not there yet. You very well could be. But at this moment, you're not. And this is not to say you can't be. Because I believe that you can. But You're not playing like it. You're not playing like it. And you had one outlier game this year. I won't say an outlier, but you had one game where you impacted it this playoffs. And yes, we were without Jimmy Butler, we were without Terry Rozier. I get that. But in the very last game, in 35 minutes of playing time, where the ball is mostly in your hands or Bam Adebayo, you only had 3 assists in that game. So, of course, the team shot poorly. But you also shot poorly. 1 of 8 from 3, 6 of 19 from the field, and only 15 points. Tyler. You averaged 16.8. You averaged just about 17 points per game in this series in 5 games. Only 5 assists and about 3 turnovers. Game 1. Well, the last game, like I said, you scored 15 points. Game 4, you scored 19. 8 of 17 from the field, 2 of 6. Okay, not bad. Game 3, another 15 points. 3 of 9 from 3. 5 of 16 from the field. Not good enough. The game where you actually led the team in scoring, people say, well, hey, Dave, he played good in game 2, helped y'all win that game. Well, remember, Miami, as a team, made 23 threes in that game. That is a franchise record. So it wasn't just a Tyler Hero game. That was a team game. Because Caleb Martin also put up 21 points in that game. He shot 5 of 6 from 3. Bam also put up 21 points in the game. He had a double-double, 21 and 10. Every starter scored in double figures in that game. Highsmith almost did. He had 9 points, and he shot 3 of 5 from 3. So all of his shots were from 3. Like I said, we shot 20. We made 23 threes in that game. And I'm agreeing with the comments that I'm seeing. I agree. Thank you. I appreciate y'all for speaking my truth. Tyler Hero, to me, is more of the third. He can't be your second best player on a winning team. He can't be. And there's some Heat fans that said, this one Heat fan said that Tyler Hero was a top 10 shooting guard in the league and he was elite. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Comment section, man. Can y'all please name me 10 players off the top of your head that's better than Tyler Hero? Please, because some Heat fans are more delusional than they need to be. Look, Joe said I should have put him in the doghouse for that comment. I would if I remember who he was. I asked so many times and I haven't seen his name pop back up yet. So when I find out, I'll let you know. But no, that is the only game where he played well this series. And like I said, he was not the only one. It's not like he just carried the team. He was a part of a record-breaking game. That's the difference. He's been 6th man in the year, and I give him credit for that, but he hasn't made an all-star team. He hasn't made an all-NBA team. He's for sure not going to make an all-defensive team. We all know he ain't going to make that. He's been in a three-point contest, but he didn't win it, of course. He has no other accolades other than 6th man of the year, which was well-deserved. But come on now. Don't make me get a heart attack by saying that this man is elite or top 10 shooting guard in the league. Oh my goodness. Like I said, Tyler Hero is good. And he has potential to get out of the doghouse. He just has to play better next year in the playoffs. You got to get better. And I mean, and it depends because there's some people that want you gone. I will say this: you are an asset. It's not like you're a terrible player, so you are an asset. But I'm not sure what you are going to look like somewhere else. Again, this is your first time having to take over a series of games without Jimmy Butler and without Terry Rozier. Even though Terry Rozier is fairly new, so I can't really put Terry Rozier's name in there. But it was the You and Bam show. Remember the big three in Miami is supposed to be Jimmy, Bam, and you. Well, we've seen Jimmy and Bam consistently show up. What about you? Last year you missed the playoffs because you got hurt. You got hurt in game one, and broke your hand. So I get that, but this not okay. Joe got the list for me. Devin Booker, Ant, Jalen Williams, Jalen Brown, Chris Middleton, Donovan Mitchell, DeJounte Murray, Zach LaVine, Malik Monk. And I'm not mad at any of that. I think you're missing out some players. I think you're forgetting some players. Because he's not better than none of those guys he's named just now. He's not. No one can convince me that Tyler Hero is better than any of those guys he named just now. My goodness. Yeah. Tyler Hero, you my guy. I love you, Tyler, but this it's just I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, you're in the doghouse, man. Tyler Hero, welcome to the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. All right. Now I got where Baby at? Where Baby at? And where's Blaze? Come to the front. Come to the front. Come to the front. Come to the front. I got somebody who's going in the doghouse who for sure deserves to be in the doghouse. It's one thing to be a sports show host, a sports analyst, to have access to certain people in certain professions, certain leagues. You know who you know. But because you don't like something that happened within a particular sport for a particular player, doesn't mean you should try to get that person reprimanded. You've been working in sports TV for over 20 plus years. And it could be more. I'm just saying 20 plus. So I'm talking about Stephen A. Smith. It's one thing to not agree with what someone does within a football game, a basketball game, and it may have been something that may have been egregious. But we all know that Russell Westbrook plays physical, plays intense very often. But you called the league office to ask them why they didn't suspend or fine him because of something you said, because something you saw was egregious? Now, whether they chose to do so or not is on them. You don't go out your way to call the league office to get someone suspended or fined. Who does that? Who? Yeah. This makes no sense to me. I don't get I don't get why he would even think to do something like that. To me, it just doesn't make sense to put someone to try to, in a way, affect someone's career, affect someone's pockets by calling the league office to get somebody suspended. That shows me that you would do that at work. That shows me that you. And it's crazy because you openly admitted it on TV. And why hasn't no one checked you yet for that? That's what I don't understand. Why ain't nobody checked you yet for that? No players or anything. Just no one came at you for saying that. That gotta be weird. That's weird activity, man. You called the league office to get him suspended or fined because of a play or physical play? Come on, man. I don't understand it. Don't understand it. Don't get it. Don't think it was right. But that to me is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. For me, I just don't get why you would even be on this. To me, that's just egregious. Egregious, weird activity, and that's very low of someone of your stature to try to get someone suspended or fired. I mean, well, not fired, but fined because of something that you disagree with, something that you think was wrong. That's just ridiculous. So, Stephen A. Smith, my guy, you in the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. That's just crazy. So, gonna go right into the dogs of the week. So, there's a team in baseball that has been doing very well so far this year. I want y'all to take a guess of who it is before I even start saying anything. Before I say anything, just who do you think, what baseball team you believe belongs in the Dogs of the Week for this week? Based off of what they've done as a team, something that hasn't been done for a while, something that's only been done 4 times in their team history. So just I want just one, just think who it could possibly be. Of course, I know who it is because I got the videos. So it only makes sense that I talk about where they play. Or it's a song. And it goes, nobody loves you like I do. I'm talking about the Minnesota Twins. Minnesota Twins, y'all. They have won 11 games in a row. This has only happened the 4th time where they've had 11 games. They've had an 11-game win streak in their team history. This is also the first time since 2006 that they've won 11 games in a row. First time since 2006. This team started off the year 4-7. They were one of the few teams that didn't even have 5 wins this year. Not only did they not even have 5 wins, like I said, they had 7 losses. So I guess the only other question I have, or the only other response I have, is I want y'all to take a guess. Who are the odds as the top 10 favorites to win the World Series? And where do you think the Twins are in that? Because they are in there. But where do you think that they are? So I'm going to name all the teams that's on there, and you tell me where you think Minnesota Twins are. So you got the Dodgers, the Braves, the Yankees, the Orioles, the Phillies, the Astros, Rangers, Mariners, Cubs, Twins, Blue Jays. We know who the favorites are. I mean, they have Shohei Ohtani, they have Yamamoto. We know who number one. Number one is the Dodgers. The Twins are ninth. They have 28-1 odds to win the World Series this year. And within this win streak, they beat my Red Sox. So, and I believe it's 12 games in a row now, I believe. I could be wrong. But they won 11 straight games for sure. The Minnesota Twins are playing like they want to win. And they're 18-13 on the year. They are favored to win today's game that starts at 2 o'clock, 2:10 to be exact. And yeah, they beat the Red Sox on Friday, 5-2. Then they beat the White Sox, and they're 8-1 in the last 9 games against the Chicago White Sox. But it started with the White Sox win. Beat the White Sox 7-0 on the 22nd of April. Then they beat them 6-5. Then they beat them 6-3. Then 6-3. Then they beat the Angels 5-3, 16-5, 11-5. Then they beat the White Sox again 3-2, 6-5. Then beat the White Sox 10-5, and then they just beat the Red Sox on Friday yesterday 5-3. 5-2. So, okay, maybe they're not playing some of the best teams in baseball. But either way, an 11-game win streak is nothing to sniff at. Like I said, first time they've done this since 2006, which was 18 years ago. 18 years ago, last time. Almost 20 years. And the fourth time in their history. I say they deserve some praise. So, Minnesota Timberwolves, great job. Welcome to the Dogs. All right, and this next player, also in baseball, plays for the Los Angeles Angels. He is currently injured now. He just had to have knee surgery. I'm just going to bring him up. Mike Trout. Mike Trout on the year has a batting average of .220 so far. This is in 29 games. We don't know when the next time he's going to play because, like I said, he just had surgery on his knee. 24 hits, 10 home runs, 14 RBIs, 17 runs scored in 29 games this season. Now, the Angels aren't playing that well. They're only 12 and 20 on the season. So it's not as if he was, alluding to wins. But he's tied for first in the league in home runs right now. He's hurt. So that means he was having a great year. He committed to this team after they lost so many players over the last few seasons, especially losing their best player, Shohei Ohtani. Lost him to the Dodgers. So it's not like he ain't in LA no more. He's in LA. He just wearing LA blue and not LA red. I definitely feel sorry for Mike Trout. and I'm hoping that he has a speedy recovery. But he's been having a fantastic season when he was healthy. So I could have easily taken him out because he's not going to come back. But I wanted to give him some praise before he comes back. And like I said, don't know when he's going back. They say it's not season ending, but Mike Trout is a tremendous player, and I believe he deserves a lot. He was asking them to get some players for this offseason so they can still compete, and they haven't done much to really help him out. But that didn't stop him from being able to play well. So it's not affecting him at all, or it was not affecting him at all. He was still out here doing what he can to help this team win. And even though they didn't have many wins, it wasn't because he wasn't playing well. He did what he had to do. It's just they just couldn't do anything about it. So there it goes. You got the Minnesota Twins, and now you got Mike Trout as dog of the week. So Mike Trout, wishing you a speedy recovery, but great job and welcome to the Dogs. Next, I have a player in my division who's been playing great this year. And no, it's not Juan Soto. But I'm going to come to the DMV area. Baltimore, Orioles. I'm talking about Gunnar Henderson. Gunnar Henderson this year has a 279 batting average, 36 hits, 10 homers, tied with Mike Trout, 24 RBIs, and 25 runs scored in 32 games this season. And you want to know what the Orioles are doing this year? Well, they're second in the AL East right now at 21-11. One of the best teams in the league. Just had a hard-fought series with the New York Yankees where they won it 3-1. And they lost the series to the Athletics, but they beat the Angels in the series, beat the Royals in the series, beat the Twins in the series, swept the Twins, swept the Brewers, swept the Red Sox, and lost the series to the Pirates. But this is the second best team in the AL East right now. And Gunnar Henderson is one of the best players because of that. He's been playing lights out this year, and it's leading to wins. So that's huge for him and his young career. This is just his second year. He was a rookie last year. I believe he won the AL Rookie of the Year, and deservingly so. I mean, the boy balled out last year. Him and Corbin from the Diamondbacks last year, both of those guys played phenomenal last year, and I see that repeating. He playing lights out. So Gunnar Henderson of the Baltimore Orioles, welcome to the Dogs. All right, now that I got baseball out the way, we got two young guys to talk about on the two most surprising teams, I would say, in the NBA this year, who are both top 3 teams in the West. But which one am I talking about first? I'm just going to bring them up. There's no point of me doing anything else. They call him J-Dub, Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams has definitely balled out this playoffs. He's played phenomenal this year for the Oklahoma City Thunder, helped them be able to win that series 4-0 against the Pelicans. In the playoffs this year, he's averaging 21 points per game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 59, 39, 75 splits. Active players to average 25 and 5 on 50% shooting in the playoffs. You got Giannis, Jokic, and J-Dub. Him along with SGA, Lou Dort, Josh Giddey, Chet Holmgren have held their own in these games. Jalen Williams is a rising star. Whether he becomes a superstar, I don't know, but he's a rising player in this league right now. And he's helping Oklahoma City. He, along with, of course, SGA, who's their best player, who's an MVP candidate, helped them get the number 1 overall seed this year, which Oklahoma City, Minnesota, and the Nuggets are all tied because of that. And now we got the second round for the West playoffs set. We got Oklahoma City versus Dallas. You got SGA versus Luka. You got Jalen Williams versus Kyrie. Lou Dort. This is going to be a fun series, I believe. Then you got Minnesota and the Nuggets. A region match from last year. Another one. Going to be a really good series. But man, oh man. Jalen Williams. Phenomenal player. Been playing great basketball this year. And great basketball in the playoffs this year. Helped them get a sweep. Youngest team in the NBA to do it. Youngest NBA team to win a series. Youngest NBA team to be a number 1 seed. They could be the youngest player to make the finals. Don't think they don't have a shot. The Western Conference Finals could easily be Oklahoma City versus Minnesota, and I will definitely be here for it. Don't count out the Nuggets or the Mavericks for that matter. But that matchup is very, very possible. Think about all the MVPs, all the former MVPs that are not in the playoffs right now. Steph, KD, Russ, James Harden, LeBron, Giannis. That's a lot of MVPs that are not there. Jokic is still there, of course. But man, all those names I just named, and none of them are in the playoffs right now. These young guys are taking over. Bradley Beal, I hope you hear me. These young guys are taking over. They working their butts off. They are taking over. They're doing something that you haven't been able to do. I don't remember you ever being on a team that swept somebody in the first round. But shout out to Jalen Williams, who is a dog of the week. So welcome to the dogs. All right, last but not least, a returning player to the dogs of the week. My favorite young player in the league at this very moment. Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is the youngest player in NBA postseason history to record multiple 30-plus point games in the playoffs. He is averaging 28.1 points per game in the playoffs for his career. That is 7th most in NBA history. History, y'all. He has 8 games with 30-plus points in his career and only 7 games with less than 30. So that's 15 games, and out of 15 games, more have been 30 than they haven't been. Let me tell you what his game logs were. So game 1, he put up 33, 9, and 6. with a plus minus of 19. And he shot 58% from the field in that game. Game 2 was his worst game in this series, but they still won. He only put up 15 points in that game, shot 25% from the field, but his plus minus was a 15, so didn't matter. Third game, 36-9-5, shot 52% from the field, 19 plus minus. That's two 19 plus minus. All these have been double digits so far. And in the very last game, in the closeout game against the Phoenix Suns, who has a big three of Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, and Kevin Durant. These are known names for scorers in the NBA. You don't want to know what he did? Scored 40 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, shot 50%, 56%, 56.5% from three, made 7 threes in that game, in the closeout game. 53% from three in that game. And a +7 plus minus. My goodness. My goodness. Anthony Edwards is my favorite young player in the league right now. He is growing on me. His attitude of the game, it just says everything. You know, how he thinks players should play all 82 games. He thinks, you know, especially if you're healthy. If you're healthy, you shouldn't be sitting out. You should be playing every single game. That's a great attitude to have. You know, and then when they talks about, you know, players sitting out, he was saying players sitting out. He thinks that, you know, it should happen. You got people coming across the world or anything, coming across the country just to see one game. That might be the only game they get to see, and you're not playing, especially if you're healthy. No, you should play. You should play. And then he said he's coming there to kill, figuratively, not literally, but figuratively, to beat everyone on the court. He's not coming there to be buddy on the court. He's coming there to talk smack in your face and to beat you and to dominate the game on the court. This is why he is my favorite young player in the NBA right now, and I think he is a shining star. I will say this again though. There was a time last year when you lost to the Nuggets and you just ran off the floor. You didn't shake anybody's hand. I believe you've grown from that, but I want to see that if you so happen to lose this series. I believe the Wolves win this in 6 or 7. But if you do lose, this is the defending champ, so this is no one to play with. So you better come in with that same attitude that you came with when you played against the Suns. You got to go in there and you got to ball out. Because this team is no joke. You do that, you will gain even more respect than what you have from me right now. But Ant, you are the featured dog of the week, the returning dog of the week. You've been here before, but you deserve to be here now. You've been doing an awesome job, so welcome back. Have fun. Welcome to the dogs. That is the dog house and the dogs of the week for this week. And that's pretty much it. That's my show for today. Thank you. Thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate all the comments on what's been going on. So appreciate you guys. And until next time, I will see you guys. Peace. Thank you for watching all the way through and tuning all the way into the end. Thank you for enjoying Dave's Doghouse. I hope you had a great show. Make sure you like this video and hit the notification button so you get an alert whenever I go live again or have another video and another episode. And also, last but not least, hit that share button. If you enjoyed this and you think someone else will enjoy it, share it. And also, thank you again for, tuning into this episode. And I'll see you next time. My guy, you in the doghouse.